Undefeated.
I want to have another Fury conversation. Where does Fury go from here? Has Fury damaged his reputation in boxing with boxing fans? I hear the changes, the tide is changing. TalkSport, again, they are so desperate to defend him. I've never seen desperation tactics like this. They still want to go on the hark of he's a fighting man, he's this, we haven't seen why doesn't Usyk just accept the claims? I've heard mad stuff. I've heard some interesting listening from just listening to TalkSport anyway, but I have to listen. It's one of those things like you just want to go there because they're talking about stuff, right? So big up to them. But I think now everyone has to have a real look at how we look at Fury in this era. We have to now. We're at this junction in boxing when we say, well, what is he doing? How does he go? Where do you rank him as a champ? Those are the real questions that I want to have today. Travis, I know it's silly asking you where do you have him as a champ and stuff, but when his career is finished, what does this legacy look like to you?
What, today? I mean, it's really hard to speak on an active fighter's legacy because if he goes in, fights Usyk, beats AJ, beats Joe Joyce, you wrap up and you say, wow, that's a wonderful career. That resume there. You can't chat to that man. He did what he became, and he done what he was supposed to do. But what we have now is the potential of it. You're saying, nah, bro, like that one night in Dusseldorf and these Wilder moments, they're not going to carry your whole career resume. You're not going to be able to chat to great heavyweights of the past as far as legacy rankings. You're not going to be able to. It's not going to happen. The amount of work is not there. Do you know how many men have won with a lucky punch and had a moment in their career? Like, bro, your name is... Bro, Hasim Rahman has a win over Lennox Lewis in his career. It means nothing because your rest of your career weren't great. You know what I'm saying? Buster Douglas's name don't come up unless we talk about that night. Now, yeah, he goes down as a champ. But as far as legacy, Buster Douglas' thing don't come up, bro. So, Samuel Peters knocked out Klitschko. When have you heard that name last? That's what I'm saying. So don't
but this it's mad because he's at the Wilder night, and because he's at the Wilder night and the Klitschko night, you can say, you know what?
Yeah, but okay, let's talk about careers. Let's look at careers and how they've aged. Yeah, Lennox Lewis's career has aged fantastically because now people are realizing how hard that was to do the things you've done. Yeah. Deontay Wilder's career is going to be one that I don't know that ages wonderfully. Because when you start to look at it, you look at the names down the line and you say, you know what? Yeah, it's a lot of nobodies. Even when Mike Tyson's career is under the light in a lot of ways. Man, look at Mike Tyson.
So he gets to Mike Tyson.
The brand of Mike Tyson is strong. But when men look at Mike Tyson, they'll say, yeah, he stepped up and he lost. Holyfield, he lost to Lewis. Those are the guys in his era. So those names come underneath those names. You see what I'm saying? Riddick Bowe's thing looks bad now. You missed out on the Lewis fight. You literally didn't want it. That nobody's looking at that thinking, yeah, but Riddick Bowe was still bro. It's those things hold against you.
Yeah, they just go. It's mad that a mad decision that you make can really hurt you in the long run, right? Because it's like even Pacquiao, for what he as great as he was, I don't want to say people hold that Mayweather lost against him, but everyone was waiting to see who the greatest was out of them two, right? Yes, they fought too late, but when they fought, there was a clear, you knew who the guy was. There was a clear, you're not on his level. So now you say, well, Pacquiao's, when you talk about the two of them, because you talk about them together, in the separation, you say, well, Pacquiao's great, and he's a Hall of Famer, right? But then he just wasn't as good as Mayweather. And now he's still around.
Yeah,
you can't even get rid of him. You can't even.
Let me push back on that though. The pushback in that is that because the fight happened too late, the only defense, and this is my defense for Pacquiao in a rare moment, is they fought past their sell-by date.
Yeah,
and because he's older than Floyd, I know the age thing is there, but it's one of those things. No, sorry, Floyd is older than him.
Yeah,
so it's the thing. You can't use the age thing in that. I personally think Floyd beats him anytime they fight. But it's one of those things now where it's just like,
and a lot of people
it was just past the sell-by date. So it's not.
You couldn't touch him though. That's the part of it. Like when you was watching it, yes, the sell-by date thing's a thing, but a younger Floyd, You're not getting to him because all people saw in that fight was a frustrated Pacquiao that couldn't get to someone and was like, well, this is what it would have looked like in the past. Yes, Pacquiao would have been a bit, yes, he would have tried to rush it a bit more, but it still would have ended like this. I know I stepped out. I finished watching that fight saying, oh, wow, it's clear. Because I went into that fight I was with Pacquiao, bro. I was like, bro, let's go. Let's see how this one ends in it, especially with the way they built up Pacquiao and how they, morally, and he was this guy, right? So I was like, yeah, man, go get him. You know what I mean? Watch the fight, and I was like, yeah, it's clear. It's once again, this guy proves why he is the man, and 100%. Why when you talk about certain guys, you have to do. There's a ranking, there's a classing system, and in the heavyweight boxing era.
But you know what? Just last thing about before we go back to the heavyweight thing with Pacquiao's thing when his claim to greatness is 8 division champ.
Yes.
Whereas you know what I'm saying. So Floyd, better boxer. But then the pushback from Pacquiao fans is he's had the greater career because of the jump in weight.
No, I can see it, but sometimes there's snap moments in your boxing career that stay with you on long term, right?
Yeah.
So now in this situation that we have here, let's say Fury never fights AJ. That will never be a good look. No matter what, when we close the curtains and these guys are old and they're passing each other by, and they'll probably do like IFL when they're 50s and that, saying, I should have fought him. The ones like, my only regret is I should have fought him.
That confront stroke Sagi one.
Yeah. And it's like, well, why didn't you? Exactly. when if these guys don't lace, these men have, Fury has got big fights, but my thing with Fury, because he's so inconsistent in his decision making, I don't see him fighting Joe Joyce. I don't see him fighting AJ. I don't see him fighting Usyk. I don't see him having those big fights before he retires. I don't see it. I think this guy gave up his Ring Magazine belt because he was retiring for no reason, bro. No reason. Remember, that was his belt. He just decided to let it go. Why? Now
fascinating that he kept the WBC belt though.
He was never. That's what it's mad. This is what I'm saying. There's so many contradictions in this guy's movements. I can't tell you that he's actually gonna go on and fight for the next 2 years. I can't say it with the hand on my heart and say I trust Fury.
Body of work counts on the legacy standing.
Yeah,
simple as that. So if we're looking at how this career is gonna age. Right now, it's going to age like a banana, fam. It's going to age like bread. It's going to age like milk. It's going to age it's going to go so bad, so quick. And it's going to be reduced to a guy that had great moments in an otherwise boring or basic career, as opposed to somebody having a great career where the thing just kept going. You kept maintaining, you kept leveling up, which is why I keep coming back to Lennox. That body of work there, as far as the modern era goes, beating Vitali, knowing that Vitali was literally from the next era as the older champ, he's like, bro, not only have I cleaned up my thing, I just quickly slapped your thing and I'm done. I've really done everything that you're supposed to do. Yeah. Sorry, but the only person that was trying to work towards that was probably AJ in terms of how he was trying to make those fights. Do you know what I'm saying? If we are to believe the side of events, because let's be real, we're not going to know the truth of the negotiations, but let's just say, they generally were making the attempts for the Wilder fight. They generally were making the attempts for the Fury fight. This guy's been trying to to go on the legacy route and fell short against Usyk. But it's one of those things where falling short against Usyk doesn't deplete your career because your career's still going. Let's say how this finishes. You go forward, you eventually fight Deontay Wilder. You get that win. You eventually fight Tyson Fury. You get that win. You go and see Usyk again, and you get that win. Bro, that career age is fantastic.
Incredible. And that's what's crazy. There's
still more to go. And
as you said, with all these fighters, the book is still open, but we're getting tired. The boxing audience is tired of this damn book. That's where we are. I'm tired. Fury, I'm tired, bro. That's honestly, that's the honest truth. I'm tired. I dislike the rhetoric. I really hate that clip. I saw it yesterday for the first time. I've never seen it before in my life. I hated it, bro. And it's mad because it goes with the dossier of clips that we've seen in the past already.
of jacked up things that he said.
The things that we tried to overlook, but that one is like, well, who's going to talk to this? Who's going to say, well, that's wrong? I heard Big Frank Warren was on his doing a shoulder roll and saying, mad at what's his name?
Gary Lineker.
Saying this is, you can't do this, and rare, mate. You got the bloody champion. That's your friend. Look what he said. And this is a negotiation they're trying to make right now. They're calling him greedy. What do they call him? Greedy belly, whatever they're calling it. This guy is letting himself down. So many different ways. And the only thing is his ego is he's conflated his ego to believe that he's the biggest draw in boxing. Well, if you're the biggest draw in boxing, why do the numbers not represent that? You want to be AJ so bad in terms of from a cash cow thing, but you're just not that cash cow. And you have to understand that. That's all it is. You need to really understand you're not the same cash cow as my man, and the numbers don't add up the same. It's simple as that. And now you have to respect that Usyk's gone in the ring. We didn't expect this from a guy that was coming up from the cruiserweight division. He beat AJ bad in the first one. Second one, AJ did better, but Usyk still showed that he was an elite fighter. Now he's earned his position. Earned the position with you. You've told him, hey, mate, listen, 70-30 splits. Okay, 70-30 splits. If I beat you and become the unified champion of the world, yeah, you're still not rating me. But I'm supposed to be the gap tooth middleweight thingy that can't beat you a month on, what do you call it? If you believe you can beat me, agree to the 70-30, because you should still get the same money again. If you're the fighting man that you say you are and you say that I'm not at your level, well, nothing should change. Because like this, with this agreement, everything stays the same because you're the champion, right? Oh, do you not believe that you can beat me? Really? How strange. Why do you feel that? Exactly. That's the stumbling block that no one wants to pay attention to. This guy is saying, I don't want to honor the money in the second fight. Oh, that means one, you haven't taken this training thing seriously because your trainer hasn't been here already. You had no intentions of fighting, and this fight has crept up on you. So you haven't even been true to the game anyway. These are the things. When you talk about the professionality of these boxers and how they're meant to be living, you haven't been living that boxing life. And now this is why the fight has crept up on you. Because I don't think he's totally scared. I think he's totally underprepared. And we've had this moment. He keeps doing this. Because he's got talent, he relies on his talent, and his talent will take him. Wilder, he wasn't ready. His dad said, look at him, my son needs to come home. Why is it every time you got a big fight, you start to move like this? Because you don't, outside of fighting time, you're not serious. You're not serious. Your lifestyle catches up with you. It caught up with you in a mad way with the Klitschko situation, and we leave that. But then after every single fight, we keep seeing these. You're signing contracts at random shows and stuff. What's going on? This is the guy that we're talking about. This is the guy that is supposed to be the heavyweight champion of the world. And this is the guy that is not led. He's not judged the way other people are judged. So they better take that question, that silly question of, are you going to represent them? Get out of here, bro. Because did the last guy represent these belts properly? No, he didn't. And there's so many clips and everything to prove it, bro. Get out of here with that crap. I'm done, fam. I'm done. I'm finished. It's over, bro. Sorry.
I hear you. I mean, and that's just on the boxing front. Do you know what I mean? You start talking about the man, you go back to that first clip. People ask me all the time, oh, you know, your feelings about the dead. I'm like, no, the guy's he's a nasty character.
Yeah.
You understand? And you think that's just the tip of the iceberg, bro. Talking about Ukraine and this guy and that. That's just the tip of the iceberg. I know the type of people you're dealing with, bro. Like, this ain't my first person in society that I've come across that's got views and moves a bit weird on certain topics and stuff like that. And I'm supposed to just be like, yeah, no, yeah, but the boxer, oh, no, I don't care. When it comes to fighters and champions, we take them on their personality as well as their achievements in sport. This particular sport has that connected feel.
And why we love Ali so much.
Why we love Ali. That's why people have their gripes with Floyd Mayweather, because they feel like, oh, it's just about the money and da-da-da-da. Yeah, it all comes into it. So when I feel like that's the undercurrent that comes with my man, I say, no, I cannot stand him. I don't respect him as a man. As far as boxing, I can acknowledge that he's a great fighter. But when it comes to the man, I will always stand on this stance. You can have your little groups and feel like, oh, you just don't like Fury. Yeah. For your facts, for future reference, I don't like Tyson Fury.
Wow. We keep it moving.
I don't need to pretend to be impartial like your fake channels where they do that crap. Playing with this nonsense here.
From one explosion to another.
So then we move.
Bloody hell. That was
Eddie Hearn.
That was so clear. That
was clear as day.
No. Use
straight. I don't want no one to think that I'm dancing on this topic. I'm not the guy. Don't ever listen. I don't care, and it's one of the ones as well.
This is still going into the next episode.
Don't ever think I'm the guy to send it indirect. If I decide I want smoke with you, I'll be in your inbox.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's.
All right, we're here. Let me put it up again.